Greatness is not always born in silence. Sometimes it is born in survival, in places where toughness is not taught but required. Carmelo Anthony came from East Baltimore, where confidence is not a luxury and hesitation carries consequences. In environments like that, the mind learns quickly. It either folds under pressure or hardens into certainty. Carmelo's mind hardened early. Before the world ever debated his game, before the narratives, before the opinions, he already knew who he was. That knowing did not come from praise. It came from repetition, from competing daily, from learning that belief must be internal because the environment offers no guarantees. Carmelo did not wait to be told he was special. He decided. Decision is the foundation of identity. When identity is undecided, doubt fills the gap. When identity is chosen, doubt has nowhere to land. Carmelo chose early. He was a scorer, not because he wanted attention, but because he trusted his instincts. Instinct is not arrogance. Instinct is subconscious memory expressing itself. The subconscious learns through experience, not words. Carmelo's subconscious learned that when the ball was in his hands, clarity followed, calm followed, control followed. And once the subconscious associates confidence with action, hesitation disappears. This is why his game always looked composed, not rushed, not frantic, composed. Composure is mental discipline. When Carmelo entered the spotlight, expectations rose. Quickly, championships, comparisons, labels, but his confidence never relied on the noise, because it was installed before the noise arrived. When belief is installed early, later pressure does not overwrite it. Most players try to build confidence after success. Carmelo built belief before validation, and belief precedes performance. As he rose through basketball's highest levels, Carmelo never played fast for the sake of speed. He played at his pace. Pace is psychological. The one who controls pace controls decision-making. Carmelo understood that scoring is not about rushing defenders. It is about forcing them to decide. Decision-making is where defenders lose control. This brings us to the second layer of his mental edge, scoring as self-expression. Carmelo Anthony never scored to prove a point. He scored to express certainty. Every jab step, every pivot, every pause was intentional. He allowed the defender to reveal themselves, and revelation creates opportunity. Patience is dominance disguised as calm. The triple threat is not a physical stance. It is a mental position. It says, I am not rushed. I'm not guessing. I am waiting. And waiting with confidence is terrifying to defenders, because it forces them to commit first. The one who commits first loses control. Carmelo trusted his footwork because he trusted his preparation. Preparation removes panic. Panic only exists when the mind is unsure. Carmelo's mind was sure. Sure of his reads. Sure of his timing. Sure of his identity. This is why pressure never sped him up. Pressure only sped up those who had not rehearsed calm. Carmelo rehearsed calm daily. Through repetition. Through isolation. Through work done when no one was watching. The subconscious learned that the moment belonged to him. When criticism followed, about style, about defense, about winning, Carmelo did not collapse inward. He separated information from identity. This is mental maturity. Feedback can inform improvement without redefining self-worth. Self-worth anchored internally is unshakable. Carmelo never confused opinion with truth. Truth lived in execution, in preparation, in belief reinforced daily. He did not chase approval. He chased alignment. Alignment between who he believed he was and how he played. Alignment creates freedom. Freedom allows creativity. Creativity thrives when the mind is unburdened by fear of judgment. Carmelo played free because he accepted himself fully. Acceptance dissolves fear. Fear is the enemy of flow. Flow happens when thought and action move as one. Carmelo's flow came from simplicity. One move, one read, one decision. Complexity invites doubt. Simplicity invites execution. This is why his scoring looked effortless. Effortlessness is not lack of work. It is work that no longer requires conscious effort. When Carmelo played on the biggest stages, the game never looked heavy, because he had already carried the weight internally. Pressure had already been accepted as normal. The subconscious does not panic when it recognizes familiarity. Familiarity creates confidence. This is the hidden advantage of repetition. The more you rehearse mentally, the less the moment surprises you physically. Carmelo rehearsed belief long before the world demanded results. Belief installed early becomes identity. Identity does not beg. Identity does not rush. Identity does not explain. It executes. Carmelo Anthony's mental edge was never about dominating conversation. It was about dominating space. Space between defender and decision. Space between thought and action. Space where clarity lives. Clarity is power, and when clarity is present, the game bends. Confidence under scrutiny is where most careers are either strengthened or slowly eroded. Carmelo Anthony lived under scrutiny almost from the moment he arrived. Expectations did not wait for growth. They arrived immediately. Win now, lead now, carry now! And when expectations arrive before patience, the mind must decide whether to absorb pressure or collapse beneath it. Carmelo chose absorption. He understood that scrutiny is not personal. It is positional. When you are visible, you are evaluated. When you are evaluated, opinions multiply. And opinions are dangerous only when they are mistaken for truth. Carmelo learned early to separate the two. The mind that cannot separate opinion from identity becomes unstable. Carmelo stabilized his identity internally before scrutiny had a chance to shake it. As narratives formed, so did labels. Pure scorer, one-dimensional, can't win, doesn't adjust. Labels repeat because they are simple. Reality is complex. Carmelo did not waste mental energy fighting labels. He did not chase approval through explanation. He let consistency speak. Consistency is confidence expressed over time. The Olympics revealed something the casual observer often missed. When placed in a role that aligned with his identity, Carmelo thrived effortlessly. No hesitation, no insecurity, no forcing, just execution. This was not a change in skill. It was a confirmation of mental alignment. Alignment is everything. When role and identity align, performance becomes natural. When they clash, friction forms. Friction creates doubt. Carmelo learned that doubt was never about ability. It was about fit, and fit is mental before it is physical. He did not question his talent when criticism arose. He questioned context. This is a critical distinction. Self-doubt weakens the mind. Context awareness sharpens it. Carmelo never allowed criticism to convince him he was less than what he knew himself to be. He did not overcorrect. Overcorrection is fear disguised as adjustment. True adjustment is calm and intentional. Mental discipline is knowing when to evolve and when to remain rooted. This became even more important as time passed, as the league shifted, as pace increased, as narratives hardened. Carmelo reached a crossroads that many elite athletes face. Adapt or disappear. But adaptation does not mean erasure. Erasure is the death of identity. Carmelo faced the internal challenge of adaptation without self-betrayal. This is one of the hardest mental tasks in sport. To grow without shrinking. To change without apologizing. To evolve without losing essence. Many fail here because ego confuses identity with role. Carmelo separated the two. Identity is who you are. Role is how you express it in the moment. Once this distinction is clear, the mind is free to adapt. Carmelo learned that acceptance is not surrender. Acceptance is clarity. Clarity allows adjustment without shame. Shame creates resistance. Resistance creates stagnation. He released resistance. This mental release allowed longevity. Longevity is not physical alone. It is psychological. The ability to remain open, to learn, to adjust, to contribute without resentment. Resentment is poison to the mind. Carmelo refused to carry it. Instead, he carried confidence quietly. Not loud, not demanding, but steady. Confidence that comes from knowing you have nothing to prove, only something to offer. This is advanced mental strength. The later chapters of his career were not about reclaiming spotlight. They were about reclaiming alignment. Alignment between experience and role, between wisdom and execution, between calm and contribution. Calm is a competitive advantage when others are emotional. Carmelo understood that emotional reactions shrink perspective. Calm expands it. When perspective expands, decision-making improves. When decision-making improves, performance stabilizes. Stability is power. The disciplined mind does not fight change. It absorbs it and integrates it. Carmelo integrated experience into simplicity. less movement, fewer decisions, cleaner reads. The mind became sharper as the body aged. This is mastery. Mastery is not peak athleticism. It is peak understanding. Carmelo's understanding deepened with time. He understood spacing, timing, momentum, emotional flow. He learned when to assert and when to allow. Assertion without urgency. Allowance without passivity. Balance is mental intelligence. The most misunderstood phase of an athlete's career is transition. Transition tests identity. When applause fades, belief must remain. Carmelo's belief remained because it was never dependent on noise. Noise is temporary. Identity is permanent. He remained dangerous because he remained grounded. Grounded in preparation. Grounded in acceptance. Grounded in self-respect. Self-respect is the foundation of confidence. The athlete who respects himself does not chase validation. He performs with dignity, with patience, with clarity. Carmelo's late career impact was mental as much as physical. Presence matters. Presence calms teams. Presence stabilizes moments. Presence is felt even when usage decreases. Presence comes from inner certainty. Inner certainty does not shout, it stands. This is the final truth of Carmelo Anthony's mental edge. He never rushed his confidence. He never abandoned his identity. He never allowed the world to define his worth. He adapted without erasing himself. He accepted without shrinking. He evolved without apologizing. This is mental maturity, and this lesson is universal. You will be scrutinized. You will be labeled. You will be asked to change. The question is not whether you adapt. The question is whether you lose yourself while doing it. Adaptation with identity intact is power. Say this internally. I know who I am. I adapt with clarity. I do not erase myself. I accept change without fear. I contribute without resentment. I remain grounded. My confidence is stable. My identity is protected. My presence is felt. I do not chase validation. I trust my alignment. I perform with patience. My mindset is my edge, and I remain dangerous through discipline. Let everything quiet now, not because the world is silent, but because you are. You do not need noise to move with confidence. You do not need urgency to prove control. You do not need validation to trust yourself. You understand something deeper now. Greatness is not rushed. Greatness is revealed. You move with patience because patience is power. You pause because you are not afraid of stillness. You wait because you trust what happens when others commit first. You do not force outcomes. You allow them. The mind that allows is the mind that controls. You are grounded in who you are, not who they say you should be, not who the moment demands you pretend to be. You are aligned. Alignment removes fear. Fear only exists when identity is uncertain. Your identity is not uncertain. You know what you bring. You know what you see. You know what you feel when the moment slows. That feeling is truth. You do not rush reads. You do not panic under pressure. You do not abandon your rhythm for approval. Your rhythm is chosen. Your pace is intentional. Your confidence is installed. Installed through repetition. Installed through patience. Installed through belief repeated daily. You understand that belief is not spoken once. It is lived consistently. And because you live it, your subconscious trusts it. Your subconscious does not question you. It supports you. It executes for you. Execution without hesitation is mastery. You are not emotional when challenged. You are observant. You are composed. Composure is not passive. Composure is command. You command space. You command timing. You command attention without demanding it. You allow defenders to reveal themselves. You allow moments to open naturally. You allow clarity to guide action. Clarity always arrives when the mind is calm. You do not compare your path. Comparison steals presence. Presence is your advantage. You remain present. Present in the moment. Present in your body. Present in your decisions. When you are present, the game bends. You do not chase your past. You do not fear your future. You operate fully where you are. This is control. Control is not domination. Control is confidence without tension. Tension fades from you. Urgency dissolves. Noise loses its grip. You conserve energy for execution, not reaction. You conserve focus for creation, not debate. You conserve belief for mastery, not explanation. You respect your journey. You honor your evolution. You adapt without erasing yourself. Adaptation is intelligence when identity is protected. Your identity is protected. Protected by discipline, protected by clarity, protected by self-respect. Self-respect is the foundation of confidence. Confidence rooted in self-respect does not disappear. It deepens. It deepens with time. It deepens with experience. It deepens with acceptance. You accept change without resentment. You accept roles without shame. You accept growth without fear. Fear dissolves when acceptance is complete. You no longer resist what is. You work with it. You shape it. You are dangerous because you are patient. You are effective because you are calm. You are trusted because you are steady. Steadiness is strength refined. You do not need to dominate the conversation. You dominate the moment. Moments respond to calm authority. You allow others to rush. You allow others to react. You remain grounded. Grounded minds see clearly. Clear minds decide cleanly. Clean decisions execute smoothly. Smooth execution looks effortless. Effortlessness is preparation fulfilled. You trust the work you've done in silence. You trust the reps no one applauded. You trust the belief you installed before results appeared. Results follow belief, not the other way around. You do not wait to feel confident. You act from confidence. You do not ask permission to be yourself. You move as yourself. Your movement is intentional. Your presence is felt. Your impact is undeniable. You understand that longevity is mental. Longevity belongs to those who adapt with grace, who evolve without resentment, who remain aligned when the spotlight shifts. You remain aligned, aligned with truth, aligned with purpose, aligned with identity. Identity does not fade with age. It sharpens. Wisdom replaces urgency. Understanding replaces force. Patience replaces anxiety. And patience becomes your edge. You no longer rush outcomes. You trust timing. Timing reveals opportunity. Opportunity belongs to the prepared mind. Your mind is prepared. Prepared through repetition. Prepared through calm. Prepared through discipline. Discipline is freedom earned. Freedom allows expression. Expression allows flow. Flow allows mastery. You move freely. Free from comparison. Free from fear. Free from the need to prove. You do not prove. You express. Expression is confidence made visible. Now let this truth settle. You are exactly where you need to be. You are exactly who you decided to become. And you move forward without hesitation. Say this internally now. I trust my pace. I trust my preparation. I trust my identity. I do not rush clarity. I allow it. I use it. I am calm under scrutiny. I am patient under pressure. I am dangerous through discipline. My mind is steady. My confidence is grounded. My execution is free. I adapt without losing myself. I evolve without apology. I remain aligned. My mindset is my edge. My patience is my power. And I perform with certainty.